Young and the Restless spoilers, January 19th. Victoria and Adam team up. Genoa City, January 19th. In a seismic shift that has shattered decades of established Newman family lore, Monday's episode of The Young and the Restless delivered a moment so unprecedented it left viewers questioning reality. Victoria Newman and Adam Newman, the Cain and Abel of corporate Wisconsin, have declared a temporary truce. In a move born not of familial affection, but of stark, shared desperation, the warring siblings have reluctantly joined forces, with their father Victor Newman's legacy as the battleground and his very well-being as the unlikely catalyst. For years, the Newman dynasty has been defined by its fault lines, with the chasm between Daddy's little girl, Victoria, and the perennial prodigal son, Adam, representing its most volatile and enduring. Their conflicts have sparked corporate coups, courtroom dramas, and emotional warfare, with Victor often presiding as the puppet master, alternately exiling and reinstating Adam while upholding Victoria as the heir apparent. But the spoilers for January 19th reveal a new, uncharted territory. A world where Victor is no longer the orchestrator, but the subject of concern. The unthinkable catalyst. Sources close to the Newman ranch indicate the alliance was forged not in the boardroom, but in the hushed, sterile anxiety of a hospital waiting room. Victor's recent health scare, details of which remain fiercely guarded, has acted as a thunderclap, cutting through the static of their resentment. The sight of the indomitable mustache, brought low, has forced a brutal moment of clarity upon his children. There was no grand speech, no moment of tearful reconciliation, an insider reveals. It was a silent, shared look between them in that corridor. A mutual understanding that, for all his manipulations, Victor is the sun their planets orbit around. If that sun goes dark, the entire Newman universe, the company, the wealth, the very identity of their family, is at risk of collapsing into chaos. And neither of them could let the other be the one to solely control the narrative or the assets in the fallout. A pact forged in mutual suspicion. This is no heartfelt sibling reunion. This is a cold, strategic merger. Victoria, the CEO who has fought tooth and nail to secure her position as Victor's legitimate successor, brings her institutional knowledge, her unwavering command of Newman Enterprises' day-to-day operations, and her deep-seated need to protect her father's kingdom from external threats, which, in her mind, has often included Adam. Adam, the brilliant but ethically mercurial outsider, brings his ruthless ingenuity, his willingness to operate in the shadows, and his unique, almost preternatural understanding of Victor's darkest strategies, because he is so often their target. He also brings a burning need to prove his loyalty, not just to Victor, but to himself. This is his chance to demonstrate that he is more than just the family's recurring villain. Their mission is twofold. First, to stabilize Newman Enterprises amidst the uncertainty of Victor's condition, preventing sharks like Jack Abbott or even the ambitious Audra Charles from sensing blood in the water. Second, and more critically, to investigate the circumstances surrounding Victor's health crisis. Both harbor a shared, unspoken suspicion. Was this merely a health issue, or was it an orchestrated attack? And if so, from whom? The minefield of collaboration. Watching them navigate this forced partnership is a masterclass in tense drama. Scenes depict them in Victor's office, a space thick with his ghostly presence. They trade barbs laced with decades of mistrust. Your concern is touching Adam. Is there a clause in this partnership about not poisoning the other's coffee? Yet follow it with startlingly efficient collaboration on a stock defense plan. They divide tasks with the chilly precision of rival generals. Victoria works the daylight hours, reassuring shareholders and the press with her trademark steely composure. Adam operates in the twilight, leveraging his network of contacts to dig into rival companies and disgruntled former employees. They share information in terse, encrypted messages, each piece of intelligence offered like a hostage exchange. The beauty of this storyline is that it doesn't ask us to believe they've suddenly become best friends, says head writer Josh Griffith. It asks us to watch two supremely intelligent, deeply damaged people recognize that their mutual enemy, be it corporate raiders, a hidden foe, or simply the specter of their father's mortality, is, for this moment, bigger than their mutual hatred. It's the most dangerous alliance in Genoa City. The ripple effect. This unexpected détente sends shockwaves throughout their orbits. Nikki Newman is torn between gratitude that her children are united for Victor and profound unease at the source of that unity. Nick Newman, the perennial peacekeeper, finds himself oddly sidelined, watching this volatile new axis form with wary curiosity. Sally Spectra, caught between her past with Adam and her professional loyalties to Victoria, becomes a potential pawn or bridge in their fragile pact. And what of Victor himself? If and when he regains full consciousness, how will the great manipulator react upon learning that his two most combative chess pieces have moved off their assigned squares and joined forces? Will he see it as the ultimate betrayal of his divide and conquer philosophy, or as the masterpiece he never knew he was creating? A lesson in fractured humanity. The deeper resonance of the January 19th episode lies in this raw, human truth. Even the most fractured families can find a point of convergence in the face of a shared crisis. The Newman siblings are not modeling perfect harmony. They are modeling a gritty, reluctant, and deeply imperfect form of solidarity. It's a spoiler that speaks less about soap opera fantasy and more about a painful reality. Sometimes, love for a parent is too complex a language to speak aloud. Sometimes, it can only be translated into action, a shared vigil, a jointly signed corporate order, a silent agreement to sheath the knives until the true enemy is identified. As Victoria and Adam stand shoulder to shoulder, not in warmth, but in grim determination, they offer a compelling, messy drama. They remind us that family is not always about healing old wounds. Sometimes it's about temporarily stitching them up just enough to fight the next war. And in the high-stakes world of the Newmans, the next war is always on the horizon. This unholy alliance may be the most formidable weapon they've ever wielded, or the bomb that finally destroys them all. Tune in to see which side of the blade they fall on.